Tadang, 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 tadang.
Yang itu aja.
Kalau yang sendiri
terlalu banyak bawa.
Iya betul. Kayak
Oh,
orang miskin
kita
aja.
dulu kan bawanya mangkok.
apa environmentally not friendly.
Oh, iya,
Iya yang mangkok doang kan piring.
Iya,
Ya
kalian
udah,
Atau ya nanti dipikirin deh.
kalau ketika banyak orang yang masih butuh ditolong, itu kekeluargaan dalam.
Iya, mantan rektor cuma dikasih setahun kayaknya. Dia orang astronomi.
Gantian kayaknya. Kalian aja nggak tahu namanya.
Iya, kalian aja nggak tahu. Ya kita udah bayar 1 malam ya, tapi
Yang masih orange yang tadi.
Iya, yang benar-benar cahayanya pantul ke sana gitu. Jadi sampai bisa sampai pulang masih bisa survive.
belajar dari
Ya saya tadi sendirian keluar ketemu orang pas sampai kalau dia bilang kok malah enggak. Sampai berdua.
Oke, ya.
Ada orang lain. Oh, di belakang.
wajahmu ku temukan kasih dan hidup yang lama lelah aku cari di masa lalu. Kau datang padaku, kau tawarkan hati nan lugu, selalu mencoba mengerti hasrat dalam diri. Kau mainkan untukku
Oh iya.
Din, masuk nox ya. Ketinggalan jauh.
Kenapa nggak ke Bangladesh?
Dan pengusaha Tiongkok Indonesia.
Karena beda.
Kerja banting tulang sampai lelah, kadang tak bisa pulang ke rumah. Jangankan punya harta melimpah, segini juga alhamdulillah. Berikan sehari lagi sayang, besok kita pergi senang-senang. Beli barang-barang yang kau mau, beban pundakku tak perlu kau tahu. Maafkan aku, belum bisa membuatmu bahagia seperti cita-cita kita. Namun katamu tak mengapa, suka duka kita lalui bersama. Jaga diri agar tetap waras, karena hidup ini sungguh keras. Tak mampu berharap berlebihan, yang penting keluarga tidak kelaparan. Maafkan aku, belum bisa membuatmu bahagia seperti cita-cita kita. Namun katamu tak mengapa, suka duka kita lalui bersama.
Oh iya, itu beda sendiri itu mengalami kayaknya itu. Ya benar biji-bijian atau cacing.
Kan kemarin minggu depan mau makan di ini.
Nggak, maksudnya tadi udah saya sapu gitu.
hati-hati.
Jongkok aja sambil turunnya.
Awas Tin.
Did they tell you just how long a time it took for me to get to you? And when the world said it's impossible, said it's improbable, the chances of me finding you, nobody knows how we go. Oh, and we're alone. It's like we're home. My bones are safe and my heart can rest, knowing it belongs to you, you. My world is changed and it's cradled by the comfort that is you.
Kalau berenang itu kan yang turun ke bawah kan.
Kita akan ke sana kan.
1,3 kilo. Jadi 2,6 kira-kira 3 kilo plus.
Salah. Cingonggo gitu banyak lah. Cingonggo daerah.
I still see us up in Maine, your hair dancing with the wind. Thought our love would last a lifetime, just that hopeful kind of kid. Though the tears drowned out the flame, I still think about your lips. You seem like the kind of girl that I might always miss. I would drive across the country if you would tell me that you want me. 'Cause I'm still wrestling with the words, came so easy out your mouth when you looked at me and said, I hope it all works out. I'll be singing to the lights in a crowded, sold out room. Close my eyes and see your face, 'cause these songs are all for you. Oh, I thought you'd be here with me, be a part of this old dream. Told me to enjoy the journey, now it's just a lonely street. I would try.
Simbo, simbo, wow. Jangan keplak dulu. Simbo, simbo, wow. 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 Simbo, simbo.
Street, I would drive across the country if you would tell me that you want me. 'Cause I'm still wrestling with the words, came so easy out your mouth when you looked at me and said, I hope it all works out.
Nggak tahu, maybe.
Masalah gigit.
Bisa jadi.
Jadi bilang
Kolor nggak usah dibawa. Enggak ya udah.
Langsung semua shoot.
Tapi kamu turun mendingan tangan kamu kosongin. Wah, ini raja. Nih.
Ini baru masuk ke lembahnya nih.
Ini lanjutnya awas.
Jauh. Lari. Kanan juga. Ini ada tempat.
She's wearing an old dress, walking it out, waiting for someone to turn her around. She won't believe you when you fall down on your knees. She fell asleep, listening to my friends, talking on and on about how the world ends. Then she wakes up and climbs on my front seat. And she said, don't you wait to try it. Are you scared to find it? And do you want to take my broken heart? Are you scared to start? Let's lay in the dead grass, stare at the stars, run away and live out of cars and bars. Let's just leave here, 'cause there's nothing left to see. And if that's wrong, let's make it right. And if you leave, just give me one more night, 'cause there's no one that you'll find that's quite like me. And she said, don't you wait to try it. Are you scared to find it? And do you want to take my broken heart? Are you scared to start? You don't need a paycheck, you don't need the rent. You can't take it all, 'cause it's already spent. We can burn out, just as long as we burn bright. And she said, don't you wait to try it. Are you scared to find it? And do you want to take my broken heart? And do you ever heal from all these scars? And did you wait to take it all so far? Are you scared to start?
yes, we did it.
Coba. Kita berdiri.
Boleh.
Di bawah sinar bulan purnama, air laut berkilauan. dirasa. Gitar berbunyi riang gembira, jauh malam dari petang, beribu bintang taburan menghiasi langit hijau, menambah cantik alam dunia, serta murni pemandangan di bawah sinar bulan purnama. Hati susah jadi senang, si miskin pun yang hidup sengsara, semalam itu bersuka.
Mencari alien itu.
Iya.
Iya.
Harold Inholt ini yang punya
Lighthouse. Tapi sangat benar dia kan. Bagus.
Di SPBU sini.
harusnya di BSPBU, maksudnya kita nggak
Jalan katanya lumba-lumba.
ini udah terbiasa ini ala bisa karena
Bagus sekali siluetnya.
Jadi kalau tanya, ini kamu anggap PI nggak? Oh iya.
Parkir di sini.
Kalau
Oke lah.
Yang mau bayam
Masukin di itunya.
ini dengan
Kasih
sipet
telur,
itu
bukan?
oke.
Oke, semua oke. Nanti tak perbaiki.
Aduk-aduk doang.
Idiot.
Ya udah.
Kirain cuma masak.
Pecah telur. The last toilet.